As I tap my fingers rapidly on the wooden top, I debate whether or not to end today a little earlier than usual. Screw it. I get up and go towards Yuri.
Hey, Sayori. What's up?
I was gonna end today's meeting a little early.
Understandable.
Yuri collects her things and goes to walk out. Before she does, though, she turns to say one last thing to me.
Let Hallie know that I hope he's alright.
I nod and smile at her. I will do. After my reassurance, Yuri quietly exits and I go to let Natsuki know. I tap her shoulder and she pulls her earbuds out. Huh? Natsuki looks around the room only to realize we're the only ones left. I ended the session a bit earlier. Did I miss anything? You remember Kaho from the student council, right? Sorta, yeah. Well, she said the school's planning a send-off for Moni. I decided to leave out that she was wanting Hallie to say a few words. That's gonna be fun. I go to get my jacket and bag before returning to Natsuki. I'm gonna be visiting Hallie. I was wondering if you'd want to come with. Of course I do. I've not seen him since his panic attack. And I can't even get that night out of my head. And those screams. Natsuki stops herself. I rest a hand on Natsuki's shoulder. You want to talk about on the way to his? Natsuki nods, wiping her eyes. I'll try to. Natsuki gets her stuff when we finally walk out of the club room.
I wake up on my desk. I must have dozed off again. I check the time. It's 5 to 4 in the afternoon. They should be about to finish a club right about now. I guess I should prepare for Sayori's visit. Sluggishly, I get up from my desk chair and head to the bathroom. I quickly splash my face with a bit of warm water. After drying myself, I look at myself in the mirror. Christ, Sayori wasn't kidding. I do look rough. I run my hand over my mouth, my slowly developing stubble brushing against my fingers and palm. As I do, my thoughts take hold of me. Why are you still here? There's nothing left here for you. You're just dragging everyone else down with you. I close my eyes tightly to attempt to block out the voices. Sayori? Natsuki? Yuri? Mamoru? Your own damn mother? You're just leading them on until the inevitable. I slam my fists on the counter and open my eyes. My breath and my hands are shaky. My thoughts have been getting worse each day. Mom's already put a referral in for me to see a therapist. God only knows how long I'll be waiting, though. I am then brought back to reality by the knocking at the front door. After collecting myself, I head downstairs. I unlock the door and let both Sayori and Natsuki in. Before I can say anything, though, Natsuki just comes up to me and tugs me tightly. Hey, Natsuki.
I missed you.
She's straight to the point. I look straight into her pink eyes. I missed you, too. How's you and your dad been? Natsuki releases me.
I mean, Dad's been fine. He's been checking in with Mom to see if you and her are all right. And as for me, honestly, I'm still worried about you.
I reach around and pat Natsuki on her back. I'm doing okay. I'm still here, aren't I? Natsuki looks away, unsure of what I just said. It doesn't take me long to realize the implications of my sentence. I'm just gonna get some water. I quickly rush to the kitchen. I grab a glass near the sink, fill it, and quickly gulp down the water. Once again, my breathing is shaky. I've gone from overthinking everything I say to speaking without even taking a single second to process it. Fucking terrific. I turn my head to see Sayori having just walked into the kitchen.
Hey.
I smile weakly. Hey. How are you?
You know me. Same old, same old. Yuri also wanted to say hi and hopes you're okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I am 100% okay, but I'm fine. I attempt to smile again. Besides, I'll see Yuri tomorrow. At the funeral... I struggle to even say that last part without choking up. The last funeral I went to was my biological dad's. Even then, that was 7 years ago. And now, tomorrow, I have to go to Tears start to trickle out of my eyes. I end up covering my face with my hands and having a light cry to myself. Sayori rushes over and wraps an arm around me. That only causes me to cry more. I try to speak, but my voice is strained. Why am I like this? I just want to hold her again. I just wish I could her voice and tell her how much I love her again. I want to feel her warmth again. I envelop Sayori in my arms and almost fall to my knees as a result. I just want her back, Sayori. I just want her back. My last sentence comes out as a strained whimper. Even now, I can't bring myself to say the name that's been on the tip of my tongue for what feels like forever now. I can hear Natsuki coming into the room. It doesn't take her long to join Sayori in holding me. They shouldn't be wasting their energy on me like this. It's like they're carrying a dead weight. In time, they let me go and I stand up. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to break down.
It's gonna be hard, we know. But we're gonna be here for you.
But you shouldn't be. I slide my hands into my pockets. I know you've only just arrived, but I'd like some time alone. Just to mentally prepare for tomorrow, you know. Both girls look downcast. Eventually, though, Natsuki sighs and looks back up at me.
You promise I'll see you tomorrow?
I nod and look down at the ground. Of course, yeah. It's really the one chance I actually have to say goodbye to her. I know tomorrow's going to bloody kill me, but I've got to do it for her. I'll see you tomorrow, Nat. After saying bye to Sayori, Natsuki quietly leaves, giving me one more worried glance as she does.
There's something I should probably tell you before I go. Koho came looking for you today.
She did? Sayori nods.
The school's planning a memorial on Monday, or for Monday.
My chest tightens and my eyes widen slightly. Right, my eyes are darting all around the place. Before I can start getting too erratic, though, Sayori comes up to me and wraps her hands around my wrists.
I'm not gonna pressure you into coming in that day. I just thought it'd be best to let you know.
Sayori then gives my wrists a gentle squeeze. However, despite Sayori's intentions, I wince a little.
Ellie,
They'll heal.
Ellie, we talked about you doing this.
Sayori, they'll heal, okay? My voice almost breaks. I started only a few days after she passed, and it's already become a crutch. Just go, Sayo. I'll be fine. Sayori takes a step away from me and looks away. There's silence between us. I can't imagine what she could possibly be thinking right now. Disappointment? Possibly frustration? Something else? Who knows at this point? It's not like I could exactly blame her anyway.
I'll see you tomorrow, Ellie.
She leaves without another word. I am again left with only my thoughts and the pattering of the rain outside. I head back upstairs and return to my desk. Resting my balled fists on the sides of my head, I rack my brain for an idea of what to do. I take a look at the scattered sheets littered around the table. Nothing but a bunch of barely legible scribbles. I breathe slowly as I lower my hands onto the table. I then grab hold of a loose sheet of paper and my pen. Breathing slowly, I begin to write. With you. The cloudy gray skies hover over us. We all stand there, clad in dark and sullen. The mutual morning silence is the only thing shared between everyone here, between you and I. You, the girl I couldn't save. You, the girl who meant more to me than anyone could ever know. You, the one I love with all my heart. You loved me too. Yet now, hearing your name only hurts. With you, I felt complete. Without you, no succumbed to defeat. That's not how you spell succumbed. With you, I rode the emotional high of my life. Without you, both my heart and soul only know strife. And now, as I look down at the earth where you now reside, I only have one wish, to be buried under the earth with you. The day of the funeral is a chilly one. Oddly so for the middle of summer, but it suits in a weird sense. Despite everyone that was there, I still felt like I was on my own. I just sat still the entire time. Both friends, family, and even some of her extended family gave me their condolences. But it all just sinks in. I don't respond to any of it, aside from giving a nod or two. Being here feels like I'm suffocating. But I promised myself that I'd be here. If not for myself, then for her. Hours pass by, each seemingly stretching longer than the last. My eyes lock onto her casket. It was an open casket funeral, so I was able to see her before I sat back down. As soon as I saw her, though, my heart sank to the depths of my chest. Just seeing her there. The love of my life, just laying there. Cold. Lifeless. Yet her face bears a pained expression. Just another reminder of that day. Eventually the casket is closed. It then starts to be lowered. And lowered and lowered and lowered until she becomes one with the ground. As soon as they start refilling the hole with dirt, I look down at the ground and bite down on the insides of my bottom lip. I'm trying my hardest not to cry. The last thing I want to do is cause a scene at my girlfriend's funeral. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I did. Soon enough, everyone starts to disperse. Everyone except me. I just remain sat, staring across towards her gravestone. Once everything clears up, Mom does come up and asks if I'd want her to stay with me for a bit longer. I simply shake my head. I'll be fine. I'd just like a moment with her. Mom shows a bit of reluctance, but eventually says she'll wait for me in the car. As she leaves the cemetery, I get up and slowly walk towards the stone slab. I soon stop still in my tracks and look down. The first thing I notice is the text that has been delicately engraved onto it. Monica Hirai, 22nd of September 1998 to 6th of June 2017. Beloved daughter, granddaughter, and friend. My eyes flicker across the eulogy until they meet what lays at the very bottom of it. Behind a small glass panel, there's a picture of her, the girl who currently resides under the ground on which I stand. She's smiling in that picture, which looks to be from her 18th. What I'd give to see that smile again. To hear her laugh again. To feel her warmth again. What I'd give to hold her again. To see her again. To see... Hey, Monica, it's Hallie. It's been a while, hasn't it? My quiet, shaky voice finally leaves my mouth. That's the first time in a while I've said her name without it getting caught in my throat. I wait a minute before speaking again, as if she will somehow be able to hear me. Maybe she can, I don't really know. I've not been at school for a while. Things were getting a little too much for me to handle. Speaking of school, though, they're holding a memorial for you on Monday. I temporarily pause to wipe my eyes. Sierra's been keeping the club going since you've been gone. She's not told me how it's been going yet. The girls have been doing okay, but I know they're still trying to cope. And me? Well, some tears forming, but I'm able to keep myself from breaking down. I wish you were still here, Monica. I really do. I wipe my eyes again, sniffling as I do so. Christ, I miss you so much. I cover my mouth as I slowly start to crack. Just seeing her like this, it's indescribable. I take slow breaths to steady myself before I even attempt to speak again. I know it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna... I fall silent. I can't even promise Monica that I'll be okay. I start to step away, still not taking my eyes off the gravestone. Eventually, though, I turn away and look straight at the ground as I start walking. I start building speed, my eyes not once looking away from the grass. I keep walking until I bump into someone. I look up and see that I bumped into Harumi. Miss Hirai, that's an awfully low-cut dress for a funeral. Sorry I wasn't looking where I was going.
Hallie, you don't have to apologize. Also, there's no need to be so formal.
She smiles warmly at me. We've not seen each other since last Saturday. That day, she came to tell me about the funeral arrangements and just to check how I was doing in general. How have you been doing? It's been a little while since I've seen you.
If I said I was fine, I'd only be being half honest. I'm all right some days, but I'm still struggling to process everything. Like, one day she's telling me she's okay, and then the next day I find her.
It's a mother's worst nightmare. I can't imagine what that was like.
And when I had to tell you, God, you sounded heartbroken.
I nod. I still am. And I think it's going to be a long, long time until that feeling goes away. If ever. My voice is strained. I love her. I still do. But some days it hurts to think about her.
I can never apologize enough. What happened? There's so much more I could have done.
Harumi, it wasn't your fault. You raised an amazing daughter, and I'm incredibly grateful that I got to meet her. Seeking a way to shift the conversation, I look to my right and spot Daisuke. He seems to be smoking. How's he been handling things? I might not like Daisuke, but it would be rude of me not to ask. Harumi looks over to her husband and then back to me.
I don't know how to explain it, but he seems completely unfazed by everything.
Given how he treated Monica, I can't say I'm surprised. But even then, I at least thought there would be some semblance of emotion in there. I again looked to my right. To my dread, Daisuke spotted us and has started walking over.
Harumi, what's taking you so long?
He sounds agitated. When he looks over at me, his brow sharpens, almost like he's angry at the fact I'm talking to Harumi.
I'm talking to Hallie. Is there an issue with talking to our daughter's boyfriend?
Harumi's tone is just as sharp. Daisuke keeps his eyes locked on me.
I never said there was an issue with it. I just want you to hurry up.
Was that last part directed to her or me? I sigh and look directly at him. There's a myriad of things I want to do to him. I want to ask him how he can live with himself despite everything he's done. Part of me even wants to beat him to the ground for all the pain he's caused. But he doesn't even deserve that. It would be too much effort. Plus, would I be able to forgive myself if I did cause a scene at Monica's funeral? I doubt it. Look, Daisuke, I get it. You don't like me. First off, don't worry, that feeling is very much mutual. Second, whether you realize it or not, I care a great deal about your daughter and your wife. Certainly a lot more than you seem to. There's so many things I want to say to you. But unlike you, I actually have something you seem to lack, and that'd be respect for your daughter. My tone gets noticeably sharper and more direct. Daisuke scowls at me, almost like he's about to rip my head off. He goes to say something back, but keeps quiet. He eventually just storms off, glancing back and forth at me. Hopefully it's the last time I have to see him. I then snap my head back to Harumi. I'm sorry about that. What came over me?
It's okay. It's honestly kind of relieving to hear someone talk to him like that.
There's a moment of silence between us.
I should probably let you go now. It's been lovely seeing you again.
Likewise.
If you want to chat, you can always come over.
I might have to take her up on that offer. If I don't go mad first. If I have the time, I will. I manage to give her a warm but still very forced smile. Harumi gives me a hug before we part ways. Her presence is quite comforting, yet it does little to quell the storm slowly brewing in my mind. I then start to walk back to my mother's car, returning my gaze to the floor. When we got back home, I went straight upstairs. I didn't even bother getting out of my suit. I just went up and started laying on my bed, staring up at the ceiling. Today went surprisingly better than I'd expected. I didn't have a complete meltdown. I guess that's a plus. My brain keeps replaying the events from the past few weeks. Monica killed herself. I had a panic attack in the middle of the school. Got a psychiatric referral. Harumi came down to let me know about the funeral. Yeah, I look over to my cabinet, my eyes focusing on the first drawer. I know what's in there, and I suppress the urge. I can't. Not now. I breathe in, and I breathe out. I breathe in, and I breathe out again. Fuck, I am a wreck. I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone. I bring it up to my face and turn on the screen. There she is. That's the last photo I ever took with her. Just us. Together under the setting sun. That's how I want to remember her. My gorgeous, loving Moni. But my mind keeps forcing me to remember those last 2 days. First being tormented at school for things that weren't anyone else's business. And then she was gone. She was taken from me. And there wasn't anything I could have done. I feel my tears coming back. Not again. I drop my phone on my bed and cover my face to muffle my sobs. Why, Monica? Why does it hurt every time I think of you? After a few minutes, I remove my hands and stare blankly at the ceiling with my glassy eyes. I'm fine. I'm okay living like this. Time heals all wounds. That's what they all say, right? I then hear a knock on my door, causing me to frantically sit up. It's open. The door opens and Mom walks in.
Hey, how are you holding up?
She looks at me with worry very present in her gaze. I'm managing, but I'll be okay. Mom paces around my room for a bit. Are you all right? She sighs.
It's the office. They're wanting me in tonight. And by the sounds of it, they're wanting me on another business trip.
Oh, couldn't they get anyone else?
I did check. By the sounds of it, everyone else is either sick, off on leave, or busy. I even tried to get it rearranged, but no. Toyama's being insistent. Up to the point that it's pissing me off.
She lets out an exhausted sigh. On the bright side, she won't have to put up with you.
I'm sorry for the short notice.
Mom, you don't have to apologize. You can't help it. I should be able to manage on my own for a few days. That's bullshit and you know it, Hallie.
You promise?
I quickly nod. Yeah, I'll be fine. It should only be a couple of days, right?
I'd be leaving tomorrow and I wouldn't be back until Wednesday evening. You sure he'll be able to manage that long?
Yes, I'm sure. Feeling a little unsure about my response, Mom goes to leave my room.
Just let me know if you need anything, all right?
I smile at her. Will do. She leaves and I go back to laying on my bed. I take slow, shaky breaths. I'm tired out. I didn't get much sleep last night. Maybe I should get some rest now? It's probably for the best. I don't really have much to do tomorrow anyway. I just curl up on my bed and let exhaustion take over. The dream. Last night I had a dream about you. In this dream I was standing right beside you, and it looked like how I remembered us last. A memory of the past. Just us two in a crowded room. Despite the crowd seeming busy, I could only hear you, the one who would make my heart swoon. But then everything began to dissolve into nothingness. The crowd, the room, and then you. Before I knew it, this dream was all gone.